Hey guys, welcome back to Pause and welcome back to Parkitect. Okay, so I tried to record this video a couple of days ago and everything failed. I lost all the footage, I only had the audio. So I'm going to try again and we're going to go through now Alpha 10. So since the previous video that I failed at recording, a new version has been released, Alpha 10.A. Now there's only a couple of minor changes on 10.A, well 10A. But the main changes from Alpha 10, we've got a new ride, there's some new mechanical props, there's some new science fiction props, so we'll get into those in a minute. There's loads of adjustments to certain bits towards scenario goals, land costs, climate scenarios, there's different selections for different themes, and a few other things. Now, one of the main graphical updates on this version is water, and the way the water interacts with other objects and shading. So we will try and show you some of that as we go through this Alpha 10 video, and I'm also going to try and build something new. That's the plan for this one, so let's start a new park and see what we can do. Okay, so I'm just trying to get the grips of the controls again. So before we start building anything, let's have a look at some of the new stuff that's in the game. So the new thing that we've got is called the jumper, which is this. So let's take a peek. Let's place it right here. And let's open it up. Might as well, eh? Let's draw some paths. And put an exit in. Lovely. So basically it's, you sit in these little seats and it'll go around this and jump up and down. Hence the name Jumper. I quite like it. I want to have a go, please. Let me play. Anyway, what else we got? So there was a few scenery items. So if you look now in here, we've got this new selection at the top. So it kind of works the opposite to the way you'd think. You click it to disable that scenery object from showing. So basically, if you just want, say you just want the Steamworks, then you pick that. Now these are pretty cool. I did have a play with this the other day when I previously tried to record this. These are all animated props. Let's put one down so you can have a look at it. And I love animated props. There we go. So you could do some funky stuff with these if you're a little better than I am. Even these big ones, they rotate as well. So pretty cool. And all the pistons. Piston in and out. I don't know what the correct word for it is. These things reminded me of rapids. You know when you go on a river rapids, they remind me of little things that you get on those. Anywho, so looking at the other side. So those are a couple of the mechanical sceneries. We've got some valves and stuff as well, so you can make some awesome pipe work on buildings and things like that. So we've also now got science fiction, which I'm sure we had more than that. I'm sure there was more than rocket ship, and let me try and play that in a minute. But this is quite a big guy, so let's put him here. And I liked him. So how do we spin him around? There we go. So we can just see all the sides of it. So there we go. We have a lovely rocket ship. A few other bits and pieces that we have on here. Prop extras. We've got some new bins, signs, lamps, and benches, and the same for the Steamworks. Lovely matching path enhancement things, which is good. So I don't know if this is new, and I don't think I've noticed it before, but basically it's sort of like a copy and paste. So if I select this, it gives me that version of that thing. Now, can you change? I don't think you can change colours yet. I'm wondering if it's something you edit, whether the selection you choose. Let's have a go. Let's try and change some colour. Let's put a black flywheel over there and try and copy that. And it does. There you go. Happy days. Now, the only thing I haven't figured out yet is how you change the colours of existing props, because you can't click on them as you would expect. You can just right click to delete. So maybe again, maybe it's something I haven't found yet. But I quite like the ability to click that and then edit it up a little bit. But maybe down the line that's something that's going to come soon. Okay, so let's check out the water, which is again something new, which has been added in this build. Well, not water itself, but the new version of water anyway. So let's make a bit of ground here. Let's just go. Let's make a couple of peaks so we've got some different variations. There we go, big pond. Actually, let's go all the way to the top. There we go. So you might not be able to see it too clearly from this, but there is new shading, new animation built into these things, and built into water now, which is pretty nice. I mean, there was one thing as well, which I'm going to try and recreate, that I did the other day when I was playing, which I didn't even know was an option. How did I do it? That was it. So you can do these underwater tunnels, which, let's come here. There we go. Which are like glass. I think they're brilliant. I've not seen those before. Or if I hadn't noticed. There we go. Made a little underwater tunnel for no reason. There you go, have a little wander. I just thought that was a really cool idea. And you can sort of see the way, let me just start off that, the way the new shaders interact with objects in the water, as you've got this sort of curved thing now. Obviously I'm running this game quite low graphics on my current system, so don't expect this to be the greatest graphics demo we've ever seen, because it really isn't. So yeah, that's that. Okay, so the other thing we've not really looked at yet is blueprints. So if we click that little button down here, basically what blueprints is, and we can also download these from Steam as well, Steam Workshop. These are pre-made theming pieces and rides, which you can just import straight into your game. So for example, let's go with what's this here? Food court and shops. So if we just plonk that down somewhere, there we go. Food court and shops. So now we've got this pre-built little area. I mean, I wouldn't use this in a park because I don't like the fences, but it gives you the option. It gives you an example of what you can do. So now we've got this ready-built area. We've got loads of benches and pathways. You just got to join these up, and happy days. You've got a lovely little food court. Now this is also the same with rides. So for example, there's a drop tower with a structure around it. There's some coasters that have got a bit of theming on them. Gig coaster, same again. This one's got a proper little bit of theming around it here. There's some inverted dart rides which have got nice bits of theming. Some more coasters, some nice themed log flumes. Let's put one of these in actually. John's Lumber Mill log flume. There we go. Spin it around so we can see this better. So, in just the space of what, about 5-10 seconds, we've now got a pretty well done log flume, to be fair. I mean, it's got indoor dart ride sections from the looks of it, a nice themed lift hill, which goes sort of into a mine. It's got a lovely station, and you've pretty much got a queue line already there. Now, that wouldn't look out of place in any theme park. And some of this rock work must have took ages, because if I'm not mistaken, they're all individual pieces. Look, as I delete little sections. So that is an excellent looking dart ride. Now obviously this shows what you can make with this game. Somebody's made this. It's all custom. So it just shows you the scope of what you can do. But I think that's brilliant. So what I think this has given me a little bit of motivation and kind of shown me what is possible, because I was planning to wait until a bit further on in the alpha before I started making a park, but I think now we're at this stage in alpha 10, I think I might start a park. So I think the next episode of this Parkitect series, I think we will start making a park entrance, and try and get that looking nice. Now, I haven't really thought much about this yet, but I'm sure we can just make a few rough plans, and I think that's the plan, like I say, for the next video. So for now, we'll continue looking at a few new bits that we've not looked at so far. Now, one of the things I did discover when I was playing around with this the other day is a few, actually we use this as a good example. So a part of this kind of maintenance area, the staff zone we've got here. Now, these shops over here, let's just join all these up just so I can show you. So when you plant a shop on Parkitect, you need to deliver the stock to the shop before you can open it. Now, the way you do that is you hire, let me see what they're called. I think they're called haulers. Yeah, there we go. So you could hire a hauler now. He'd come down this path, come here and collect all these boxes. He'd walk along through the park and take them here. Now, this path with the line down it is kind of staff only path. So that's why they've added this to the back. So the idea is you join up all this staff only path to this little area, so no guests will see you walking through the park. Lovely. But what if you don't want crappy paths everywhere? Now, there is another solution, and this was something I only found out the other day. So if we go down here to Park Utilities, and then down to this, which I don't even know what it's called, it doesn't really let you hover, but we have a depot, a staff room, and this thing, which you might be thinking, what is that? Now, if you hold, what is it, shift to go underground, now you might see connected to this building here is a similar pipe, and if we join that, we can join this. Now if we go back to Park Utilities and select the depot, put that over there, and try and remember where it is, and pop that try and remember where it is, right, so it's that, is it there? Yeah, it's on that one. So if we join that up, now it's lovely and joined up to the pipes. So what that means is, when you build new shops and areas now, this will be automatically transported to this. Now the way we do it is we click on this, depot settings, we add a line to these shops. And we can do the same for these over here. So all the stock from those shops now comes to here. There we go. So now you've got a lovely little storage area which you can build behind or into an existing food court, and you've got your stock nice and close. Now, personally for me, I think that saves having all these paths running from this area, and I quite like the idea that this game's got that level of detail, that you've got this kind of utility system. It's very similar to the utilidors which are in Disney World. Now, if anyone is not familiar with Disney World, in Magic Kingdom in Florida, the whole theme park itself is actually built on the second level. Underneath that entire theme park is a series of corridors and staff areas which are called the utilidors. Now, the reason why these were built back when Walt Disney opened the original Disneyland park in Anaheim, California, I think from what I remember the story was he once saw a cowboy from Frontierland walking through Tomorrowland, and he didn't like the fact that there was two themes clashing. So when he was planning for his next park in Florida, he designed it for a way as if for characters to appear in certain areas of the park without being seen by guests. It also links up all your maintenance areas, or your security, and also waste management, as I believe a lot of the bins around the Magic Kingdom automatically empty themselves into trash sort of collection areas underneath the park. So this is a very similar system. Obviously it's a little bit more limited, but you don't know how far they're going to go with this system. Just building underground, it makes perfect sense because then you don't see anything. So I much prefer having a little thing like this hidden away. You could even theme that in. I mean, I'm fairly certain. Let's go on here. I'm fairly certain you could build. Let's get everything open. Actually, let's just use generic. Where's our structures? So if we go to walls and just a nice brick wall, for example, I'm fairly certain you can just pop a wall here. We need a bit of a roof. This is going to be a very primitive building, I do realise, but we can pop him on here. And there you go. I know it's not themed, but you get the idea that you could just build that in, have a little doorway, a little staff path, and literally have that built into your food court. And it opens up this whole other side of the game, what you have to think about, rather than just plonking down rides. And I really like that. So that's something we'll play more with in the part that we do eventually create. Now, the first one we do, which I was on about earlier, which I'm probably going to start in the next video, is only going to be a very small park. It's not going to be a sort of Magic Kingdom, Epcot style Alton Towers kind of park. It's going to be sort of more like I don't know, like one of the small parks that you might find in Europe, or maybe in sort of the outskirts of America. It's going to be a very small park that I think we'll put a couple of rides in, a couple of coasters, and maybe just try and work on a bit of theming. So that's what we're going to do next time. And I think we will have a look into scenarios as well at some point and see what level is already in the game. I know there is a scenario editor, and I don't know if that's currently the only thing that exists, whether there are pre-built ones. I'm not sure at this moment. So that's something we need to look into as well. So that was a very brief look at Alpha 10. Obviously, there's a lot more stuff in here that I've mentioned, and same goes for the previous videos. So my best advice to you is just get the game, have a play. It's really easy to pick it up now. It's on Steam. You can literally just go on Steam, type in Parkitect, and you're away. Download it, and you're playing. So I think we'll leave it there for this one. Thank you ever so much for watching, and we'll do more Parkitect very, very soon. Cheers, guys. Thank you. Bye.